Now, yesterday, an SDLP motion calling on the Executive to revise its programme for government and budget priorities, just like in the Republic because of the economic downturn, was defeated. During the debate, Deputy First Minister Martin McGuinness said while the recession was affecting commitments the Executive had made, it was not powerless.
We made that commitment at a time of great confidence and optimism in the global and local economy. Our economy appeared to be performing well. Employment was at a record high, unemployment at an historic low, and the contribution of the private sector to economic output was increasing. But we recognised that despite appearances, all was not well, and there were significant structural weaknesses which had to be addressed if we were to provide the conditions for sustainable economic growth. Growth that was essential if we were to provide the opportunities and means to enhance quality of life, reduce poverty and disadvantage, increase health and well-being, tackle the divisions in our society and build stronger, more sustainable and empowered communities. We recognise the need to move away from an economy that competed on the basis of low cost to one that competed on the basis of the skills and flexibility of its workforce. To that end, we set out in the programme for government how we would focus on increasing productivity, supporting growth and well-paid high-skilled jobs and addressing our high rates of economic inactivity. Alongside the most ambitious programme of infrastructure investment in a generation, we introduced measures to develop the skills and flexibility of our workforce, to promote innovation and increased investment in research and development by companies, to encourage a culture of enterprise and business growth, and encourage the development of a more innovative and competitive agri-food sector, to ensure everyone, including the most vulnerable within our society, had the opportunity to contribute to and benefit from increased prosperity. We also set out measures to address poverty and exclusion and the persistent educational and health differentials. We were determined that no one should have their lifetime opportunities limited or indeed determined by an accident of birth. To seek real equality of opportunity, that is why the Executive agreed the largest ever allocation to health and education. As a number of speakers today have highlighted, much has changed in the intervening years since this Assembly endorsed the programme for government. As a result of developments in the global economy, we find ourselves in a more difficult and uncertain environment than any of us could have anticipated. Long-established giants of the financial world and the high street have fallen by the wayside, and locally the impact of the global economic downturn and the credit crunch are already being felt. Every announcement of redundancies further increases the uncertainty with which our businesses and hard-working families face the future. We know that behind each of these announcements are real people, not figures on a spreadsheet. They are our families, our friends, our neighbours. Yes, they face uncertainty, an uncertainty compounded by the hope that had sprung up during our recent period of growth. We need to act. We need to do what we can to bring certainty and lay plans for future growth. These problems were not of our making. The crisis will require a coordinated international response, and of course we cannot on our own solve the global credit crisis. But we are far from powerless, and in these difficult times government must act.